Theresa May has given close ally Damian Green one of the top roles in her new government as she pledged to use talent from across the Tory party to get on with the immediate job. Mr. Green, the former Work and Pensions Secretary, was appointed First Secretary of State as part of the cabinet's reshuffle, a title generally associated with the role of Deputy Prime Minister. And in a surprise move, Environment Secretary Andrea Leadsom was appointed Leader of the House of Commons and was replaced in her role by Michael Gove, who was sacked last year by Mrs. May. Mr. Gove, the former Justice Secretary, was ousted in one of Mrs. May's first acts as Prime Minister after he effectively scuppered the Tory leadership hopes of Boris Johnson by withdrawing his support and announcing his own candidacy. He was frozen out of the cabinet but has made a return in the PM and APOS reshuffle after the Tory Party and APOS Commons majority wiped out in last WEEK and APOS general election. Speaking to reporters in Number 10, Mrs. May said, "What I and APOS have done today is seen people from across the party accepting the invitation to be in my cabinet, and crucially I have brought in talent from across the whole of the Conservative Party. I said during the election campaign that, if re-elected, I would intend to serve a full term. But what I and APOS am doing now is actually getting on with the immediate job. But I think THAT and APOS WHAT and APOS important. I think THAT and APOS what the public would expect." She added that the government would be focusing on the forthcoming Brexit negotiations, as well as social issues such as mental health and education. In a relatively limited reshuffle at her top team, David Gauke, who was the Treasury Chief Secretary and has long been regarded as one of the GOVERNMENT and APOS strongest performers, was promoted to take over at the Department for Work and Pensions. David Lidington, the Leader of the Commons, also received a step up as the new Lord Chancellor and Justice Secretary. He replaces Liz Truss, who becomes Treasury Chief Secretary attending cabinet, in a move that will be seen as a demotion. There had been speculation she could be axed altogether following fierce criticism from the judiciary over her failure to speak out in support of judges who were criticized over the Article 50 High Court ruling. The decision to keep her in the government